Gotsky looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is at 25%.
Back down Yo on the Greymane, gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Malthael up there. A triple.
The Leyline used in the back, catching 3 people on top of that, followed up by the APOC and the Lurking On. Catching 2, but this time On is gonna be the first one.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead, catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Lulu's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while and listen, but it's not going to matter.
Here comes the Boros on the backside. The Visual gets thundered and then stunned. Oh my goodness! The combo!
Getting shrunk down, ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Greymane.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Oh, a swap. Oh no, but a swap followed by a light bomb.
Here. 4-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no! Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my god, when does this happen? Everybody's dead. Why does it do this to me? Excellent, there we go. Welcome everybody to the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm your host, Aero, and I'm joined this evening by a good friend of mine. We have not casted in a long time. My good friend, Lulu. How are you tonight, Lulu?
I'm doing great. Seriously, I think it's been like 2 or 3 seasons now. It's been a very long time.
Yeah. I haven't done a whole lot of casting. I know you haven't done a whole lot of casting.
I have no other friends, so I haven't cast with anybody else.
That's not true. You have other friends.
I have
just
like
not a whole lot
an
of people
other
who cast
friend
at the same
least,
time, right?
Yeah,
that works with your schedule.
Right. That's what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be casting one of the first. Well, it's the first week anyways. The first match for both of these teams in Division A-West between CM After Dark and Rendition Inquisition. I keep wanting to say Rendition Acquisition, which is very different.
It's going to be a hard one to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to trip over that a lot.
Yeah. And, you know, we can't even really use like their initials because their initials are RI, which is the same as the state code for Rhode Island, but Rhode Island doesn't actually exist. It's just a place that was made up. Sure.
Yeah. You live closer. You probably have seen like the like a Looney Tunes wall that blocks off Rhode Island.
Exactly. Just there's like the tunnel, the Wile E. Coyote tunnel. And
yeah,
you see the Roadrunners go through it, but every time Wile E. Coyote tries, right into the wall. It's crazy how that works. But we're going to get to this match between CM After Dark and Rendition Inquisition. And let's take just a quick moment to look at our maps and standings and see if I've got the right. Yes, we do. Okay. I used the wrong hotkey earlier when I was loading in, and so it, of course, looked stupid because it put me on the stats page. But our map selections.
Asking if we're ready.
Oh, yeah, you can let them know we're ready. Our map selections tonight here. Our first map is going to be Infernal Shrines. That was picked by our blue team, CM After Dark. And then we had the map bans, Braxis Holdout and Volskaya Foundry coming from blue. Battlefield of Eternity and Sky Temple from red. Anything you want to say about any of those maps or the one we're going to, Lulu?
Yeah, I mean, those bans are pretty on point, right? Everyone's decided they hate Volskaya since it's out of the Storm League rotation. And Sky Temple, famous for cheese. And Infernal Shrines, still like top voted map. They released the results of the map vote. Like 97% of people voted for Infernal Shrines. Proud to be part of the 3%. This map is overplayed.
There you go. There you go. Well, it looks like we've got the draft ready to go, just to kind of put up the standings, more so to show the rest of the teams in the division than to point out where everybody is, because hardly anybody's played. This is what we've got. It's a 7-team division. And so, one of the teams got a bye this week, basically. And so this is the last match for this division this week.
Double round robin?
I assume so, with that number, yeah.
So this is the first time they're meeting in the Nexus. They'll do it once more before playoffs hit.
Coming soon.
TM.
All right, well, we got Johanna and Garrosh being banned out. Johanna's a pretty common ban. She saw some nerfs before they shut down the maintenance of the game. But
they didn't shut it down. It's fine.
The maintenance. Not the game, just the maintenance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she saw some nerfs, but she still gets banned quite a bit. And she's still a strong hero. I feel that she gets banned more than she probably should.
I think it's part two because, I mean, she's such a relatively, easy tank, quote unquote, that she's still in a pretty good position and, anybody can play her. So it's just, you don't want to mess with it.
That's fair. She does have kind of a lower or a higher skill floor, lower skill floor. Well, anyways, it's like you say, she's easier to play at that minimum level. Yeah. So it's going to be Sylvanas the first pick, and this is not something you see too often. It seems like. And now going into Hogger.
That's a very assertive first pick. And an excellent skin for him, by the way.
For Hogger?
Yeah.
Like that
you better
pirate.
be riding the ship on a bottle mount.
Yeah. And then it's going to be Brightwing, a favorite hero of, I believe, both of the casters.
It's true. How could you not like her?
Yeah. Gonna get Vala as well. Now, so far here, we've got some very good Infernal Shrines heroes, right? Sylvanas can really help to punish when you've got a Punisher. You've got Hogger, who can do a lot of work in 2 out of 3 of those skeletal defender shrine point things. And then Brightwing's got a global. So, I mean, those are 3 strong heroes. Vala can also put out a lot with her multi-shot if she goes that into this. Auto attacks could probably work too, depending on what the enemy team looks like.
Yeah, and then Sylv is just always good to help you push with objective or counter push or whatever you want to do. Sonya.
I like the man onto Sonya. Sonya's a pretty staple hero in the solo lane. She's also well known for Infernal Shrines. As far back as Infernal Shrines goes, Sonya's been, one of the top picks that you see on this map, and she's just so strong at being able to clear the skeletal defenders. Tracer going to be banned out. That's
that feels targeted.
Definitely on a map like this. So I can't help but notice there are some names that, I'm very familiar with over the years with the Nexus Gaming series. But there's one name that I'm missing tonight, Lulu.
Who is that, Aero?
Well, she's actually a moderator here. Our good friend Aura is not here tonight. And that makes me sad. I was looking forward to having an opportunity to cast the speaker of the Nexus Gaming series.
Yeah, I think this is the first time she's been on a roster, ? As long as I've been here at least since season 5.
Yeah, for quite some time. So May and Tychus going into a Diablo Leoric, some really beefy health bars to drain away there. Feels like a really strong pick for them. And then the Anduin to round it out. And Anduin's gonna do a lot of work there with the stun potential from May, from the stun potential from Hogger and Brightwing. They can get a hero locked down for a bit and then add on to that Jaina's slows and everything. So having that Anduin to pull people out of danger is going to be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
right, so is there
But
any...
also a lot of big blow up potential for the red team. You got Diablo who can charge in, he can be light bombed. Vala to do Vala things.
Vala just out there doing Vala things. How dare she?
Yeah. Pretty rude, to be honest.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and start a prediction. Who do you guys think is going to win? Is it going to be CM After Dark, our blue team on the left, or is it going to be Rendition Inquisition on the right, the red team? We've got 2 minutes to spend some channel points, gamble away, so long as you're not in a country that prevents such.
Is there countries that don't let you gamble on Twitch?
There are.
Yeah. What?
There are. There's like 10 or 12 of them that you cannot use channel points because it's a form of gambling.
That's wild.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go on game number 1. There's a best of 3 series, and we already have a pause. Well, we've got a moment, so why don't we just go ahead and introduce our teams, and then we can talk. So, would you like to introduce one of the teams here first, Lulu?
Sure. The blue team, CM After Dark, got Tiger on the Hogger, Ice X on May, Yonners on the Jaina, Death Punisher on Brightwing, and Venus on the Tychus.
Alrighty, and Death Punisher is the one that looks like they disconnected. And they're back. And over here to the right, it's going to be Rendition Inquisition. We got Chip Crunk on the Diablo, Huron Thalion on Leoric. We got Robot Ninjas playing the Anduin. Vala is going to be played by G-Dubs and Nihilist on the Sylvanas.
Death Punisher, by the way, great name to play on Infernal Shrines.
And as Brightwing, right? I mean, that little murder dragon.
It's true. And with the Deathwing skin on Brightwing too, it's chef's kiss.
It feels perfect. So up top, looks like we're going to get a little Sylv cheese. Some damage onto Tigers instead of the tower. So we'll see how much difference that makes as CM coming in to try to slow this down. About 80-90% of that tower is gone, and it looks like maybe it's going to be a quick kill onto Anduin, and the rest of the team saying, that's fine, we got to go. Nihilist on Sylvanas might be in danger. Oh my goodness, just in time. That stun from Hogger nearly got the Sylvanas, but Venus is actually the one who's going to go down there on the Tychus.
That was a good counter kill after the Anduin. The one person he can't pull is himself. Big sad.
Well, it is after dark, so you never know what could happen around here. Hey.
Oh no.
All right, setting the stage early. So Jada hanging out in the middle did pick up that XP right now with the kills. Very slight advantage. Well, I was just going to say to the blue team, but actually the red team just picked it back up. So going to see a little bit of that back and forth as the minions picked up in these lanes. But both the teams heading to siege camps. Important to note Rendition heading to the bottom siege camp though. So be interesting to see if CM is able to capitalize on this. Both of the tanks diving deep into the enemy teams. Icex there on May, finding a little bit more trouble than the Diablo did.
Yeah, but when you got the Brightwing save, you're a little bit safer. Or Brightwing just goes in and you both die. One of the two.
Right. Blinds coming out from May should help at least a bit for Sylvanas, and Sylvanas at level 1 took the that's the auto attack, right? Yeah. So the auto attack talent that slows them and does it is percent damage, but it's like 1%. It's not a lot. Yeah, 1% of their health. So it's a little bit of a damage bonus there. But blinding means that damage bonus goes away. Valera says that they've been going up against Tiger in Storm League a fair bit, and that they're a solid player.
Nice. Yeah, I think I played against them 2 or 3 seasons ago. didn't have a great time of it. And now they're in Div A and I'm in Div C still, so you know.
Well, there you go. All right, our first shrine is active. It's up in the top lane, and it is a Mortar Punisher, so still a little bit away from the level 7 talents, but about equal. So CM trying to get theirs up to that 7 as quickly as possible. The Shaman camp, though, coming out a little bit later for the red team, so they'll be able to defend and then leave that in the lane.
Right
And
wing's still in bot lane right now.
Yeah, working on that level 7. So Tychus pulling back, does not want to be the only one up in there, as Mei working on level 7 in mid 2. Brightwing can get up here. Mei takes a while, so they don't have a ton of time, and now both teams are level 7 anyways. Here comes Mei, has the life drain on her from Leoric. Brightwing gonna shift in. Tiger, though, in kind of a low spot, but it's Leoric who's gonna get caught. Brightwing with that polymorph is gonna be able to help them secure that kill. Leoric can't use his unstoppable Wraith Walk if he's polymorphed. And it's looking pretty good here. CM able to pick that up pretty quickly, pretty decisively, about double the amount of skeletal defenders. Oh, John
Cena.
Right, that was a wrestling move right there. Thrown into the corner and just absolutely gutter stomped. It was credited to Tychus for the kill, but we all know that really Cena came into it just like
another one.
Oh, and they're looking for the Sylvanas, but the Punisher's not really able to get there. Oh,
Jaina.
Oh, Tychus though.
I think they still take that trade though. They're up a full level to 10s right now. They get the fort.
Yeah, and one of the things that we saw there that helped to enable that, you know, the Punisher is able to help do a bunch of damage to the fort, but really what enabled that was Mei being able to shut down the structure with her level 4 talent.
Yeah, that's definitely a good siege talent they had. I was actually really worried going into that Brightwing was staying too long in the bot lane before they contested the objective, but worked out very well for Cloud of Mines.
Yeah, they were able to come back. They had a slight lead at the beginning. It was 11-2 on the defenders, and so they had a little bit more time that they could mess around with that. And then once they had everybody there, they were able to pick up those minions very quickly with Jaina's damage and Hogger's damage and Tychus, you know, just spewing out little auto attacks.
Doing Tychus things.
Yeah.
Pew pew pew.
I always felt like I understood the why. Oh, Leo may just get caught here.
Off the Hogger spin. That hurts.
Right on the wall there. Yeah. Apocalypse coming in from Diablo is not going to land on anybody. We've got a frozen or a frost wall there from Mei. Silence coming in though from Sylvanas. They're going to be able to secure that kill onto Jaina.
Huge silence arrow from Sylvanas.
Absolutely, that changed everything for them. And Leoric going to be able to hit that dirty bathtub. That's probably not actually the dirty bathtubs with Orphea. He's going to throw out the Entomb anyways.
You said it before I could actually you. Oh, Tiger?
I gave you the opportunity. There's a lot of time there.
I was being nice, okay.
Fair enough. All right, Diablo's going to get caught by the polymorph under the towers, but not close enough to the fort to take any shots from there. And a big flip there onto the Mei. Going to get the stun onto Diablo, the polymorph, and the leap of faith. Sylvanas, though?
Oh my gosh, she melted.
Oh, Ice Wall onto Diablo.
Leo flank. Oh!
Icex is in danger here. Is probably going to fall to the Vala, but Vala paid for it with her own life. So kills happening all over the place here. Ultimately, that was a 3-for-1, but that was just a constant brawl back and forth. It started right here. And we may see another one as Leoric getting very low, has the life drain to sustain just enough to make it past the structure there.
Oh, He's still so low. That does mean Sylv doesn't have her arrow now for this fight around the point for another, what, 80 seconds?
Yeah, very long cooldown. And just to give you an idea of how long that fight was, that was one of the first things that happened, was that wailing arrow that we were starting to talk about before they kept going.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, that was critical to turning around that fight into their favor for a while. Because without that, they lose more and more. But the wailing arrow forced Clouded Minds not only to lose a player, but also to have to push back and lose that Tychus. Icewall coming in with the stuns from Hogger on top of it. There's a stun there for the Diablo, but Apocalypse is going to keep them basically in it for a moment. Light Bomb coming out on the ball. She's probably not going to make it very far. Oh, she is. The Entomb locking down Jaina and keeping away from the threat on Tavalla there.
That ice block saved Jaina's life.
And of course, Jaina's ice block, the best ice block available. 20-second cooldown there. 34 to 18 on the Skeletal Defenders. So very much in Clouded Mind's favor on the Skeletal Defenders once again. And this one here is going to be an Arcane Punisher. The lasers make it very difficult to do any kind of fighting around where this Punisher is going to be standing. So they have to be very careful. The fort will go down, and that means that they do have the potential to defend this behind this keep wall. The Punisher's not close enough to the keep, though, so it's not taking keep shots. So this is actually going to stay up a lot longer than it maybe could have otherwise, and taking down the full wall, both towers, and is now going to land on Diablo, stunning Diablo in the Blizzard as well, and a huge light bomb with that charge. But it's not going to matter. Diablo's going to fall, and all of that damage from Vala's strafe, not enough to finish the job on whoever was low. I think it was Venus there.
May just gets to turn all of these protectors or punishers into frozen punishers.
And I mean, that's one of the first things we talked. Wait, did Leoric fall to Hogger?
Sure
Apparently.
appears that way.
Just solo lane things.
Yeah, they were up in the top lane because Rendition Inquisition had a bruiser camp up there that Hogger had to go clear, and Leo followed him. And then apparently there was a kill somewhere.
Well, these things do happen from time to time. But well done on Tiger to be able to get that kill.
Yeah, absolutely. He was also on that last point to start just disgusting, using the Hogger Infinite Unstoppable, going in a little rectangle around there.
Yeah, going hog wild.
Aw, yeah. Oh, Diablo. He wants to flank. They are still down 16, though. It's a little scary.
Oh my goodness. Brightwing with the cleanse there.
That was huge.
Absolutely clutch. That is not easy to time either. May almost gets caught by the Entomb, but is just a little bit outside there. Nihilist going to get pulled out by Anduin, but they're going to get both of the frontliners, and Clouded Minds doing a really good job here of controlling just these fights. Maybe a little bit lucky on the missed shot from the Entomb, but even from there, I mean, the rest of this fight, they've done fantastic on. But just like you pointed out, it might have been a little bit too aggressive trying to go in without the level 16 talents with that Diablo flank.
Yeah, it was still a really close fight, though. That Sylv silencing arrow has done a ton of work, but the Brightwing cleanse was just perfect timing to save CM there.
Yeah, and let's just highlight that cleanse, what that does right here. So, why doesn't it show here? Yeah, so activate to remove all stun, root, slow, and silence effects from nearby allied heroes. But you can cleanse it off of yourself as well. It's a Nova. It's a point blank Nova that pulses out from you. It's very hard to time something like that on that kind of ability. You can do the same thing for like Butcher, what are those called? His relentless charge, for his chain, the slaughter, lambs to the slaughter.
Slaughter.
Yeah. But it's very difficult to do. So like if Brightwing doesn't get that cleanse there, that fight likely goes the exact opposite direction.
Yeah, absolutely. CM possibly looking to just trade objective for the bottom keep right now.
I mean, that is a huge value play for them,
Oh
especially if they get a kill on a Sylph too.
Again, just melting to the Tychus.
So they will take down a keep. That'll be constant catapult pressure. May says, hey, we've got an advantage here. Let's go take this. The rest of the team not quite in the same position. Diablo looking for the May is going to get the flip stun into the Apocalypse. Brightwing's coming in to keep May healthy with a big shield as well. Root coming out did not land where it was looking for, but Diablo's going to get taken out there. And Icex in the middle of sliding, I believe that was a level 20. Yeah, the level 20
It was.
upgrade.
They dinged 20 in the middle of that fight. Otherwise, May would be down right now.
But she's up, and they're kind of casually looking at the core.
They're just thinking about it. It is 5v3. Oh, Icex may be in trouble.
Is very low, but Brightwing's coming in with that phase shift again. Vala, though, is going to get taken out, even with the leap of faith, just not enough to keep her alive. And now Anduin's going to get knocked back, and he's toast. Leoric probably toast in a moment as well. And with just enough patience, CM After Dark are going to take the core in game number 1.
Yeah, that was just really kind of perfect timing for CM. Diablo tried to get that final engage before the 20s hit, but it came in the middle of the fights, and we saw what happened. May got her cheat death, and they're able to finish off the core.
And just like the timing of that Brightwing cleanse, that cheat death, if that cheat death doesn't activate, that fight doesn't end that way. They lose that fight, and maybe some more players. And with the Immortal pushing in the lane, who knows where that could have gone.
Yeah, absolutely. That could have been at least a keep down for Clouded Minds. If not more, if it turned into another super long brawl.
Yeah, exactly. Depending, and at that point, the death timers are so long that, you know, you get a strong set of kills. It turns into game.
Exactly.
19-6 on the kill count there. Again, I mean, CM looking very strong in this matchup so far. Any of the talents or anything that you see there that you particularly like, or that you see that might be a little bit different that they may have taken specifically for this map or the comp that they were playing?
Well, I'm going to be honest, I'm not on that screen anymore. But I'm
enough.
sure there's some very interesting talents that happened. People did pick talents. We did see the benefit of the May 20. Didn't get to go long enough for Leoric to get his Buried Alive online, because that is just an upgrade that changes the game entirely if they could have made it that long.
Very good points. All right, let's see. So 100% of the points that were spent were in favor of Clouded Minds. So everybody gets their points back.
Everybody wins, just like at a casino.
Exactly. You get exactly back what you put into it, which is better than what you would have gotten at a casino. There you go.
There you go.
So what division are you playing in this season, Lulu?
I'm with Nexus Cats, and we are in C East.
C East. Have you guys played? So you played last night, right? Actually, if I remember right?
Yes, we did play last night.
How did that go for you?
We don't need to talk about it.
Well, okay. Fair enough.
We threw pretty hard game 1, and we lost game 2. But you know, we just warming up. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Got to start the season somewhere.
It's true.
And hey, I mean, you may as well start it with the reverse psychology of trying to show your opponents, you know, just that, hey, this is how it's going to be every match of the season, and that way you come back and you win because they're expecting something completely different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right now we're like, oh no, call an ambulance. But then in a few weeks it'll be, but not for us.
And then it'll be called the Wambulance.
Yeah.
All right, so no lobby invites just yet. Taking our time to decide where we're gonna go here, it looks like.
So if it's you, do you like map pick or first pick right now?
So you know, that particular map was picked by the blue team. I don't know which team won the coin flip, so I don't know who selected what they wanted. I personally like to have the last pick because it allows you to flex your draft at least a little bit in response to what you see from the enemy team, and it gives you the choice of maps. So it means that you can kind of play in a space that you're a little bit more comfortable in. I know that's not the necessarily the more common interest that a lot of people like the first pick, and it does look like we've got our map now.
I hate it.
Oh, do you?
I do. Oh, this map is so gross. I hate that it's in rotation.
Well, it looks like it's another selection of our blue team, the Rendition Inquisition, not agreeing with me on the choice of going for map pick.
There's still some pretty strong heroes. I feel like where you do a little bit feel like, oh, well, I'm second pick, so, you know, we're a little tied up in the way we can ban because we don't want them to get this. I'm still a fan of first pick personally. Especially, too, if you're comfortable on a lot of maps. And it's to a point like, yeah, sure. Wherever they want to take us, we get to take, you know, our first most desirable thing.
Well, I'm going to put up a poll in chat and see what people have to contribute on that. See if they prefer first pick or map pick, what their thoughts are.
Yeah, there was a point last season, I think, where Ektar had gotten the stats. And I do believe that map pick was actually a higher win percentage, but I could be remembering all of that wrong. It's been several months now.
Sure, yeah.
But I think that also might get skewed by, like, everybody wants first pick.
Right. Well, it looks like our map, as I showed just a moment ago, is going to be Garden of Terror, and Garden of Terror is a very camp-based map.
For sure.
Has an objective that pushes in all 3 lanes at one time if you can succeed at picking it up, and it's succeed. Is that? It's not really.
What?
It's not really.
Oh, succeed.
Yeah,
you gotta put the emphasis on the correct syllable, Aero.
The syllable, yes. Oh, okay, they pushed the button. Yeah, so it wasn't really an intended pun, and I didn't really get it until after I was already at the end of it, and I was like, well.
That's when you just throw in the
Yeah.
So is this another Hogger map?
It can be. So here's what I was gonna say when I was talking about the succeed thing, was that you know, there's not always an advantage to getting to the seed first, right? Because you have to clear the minions, which means that if you're not doing it really effectively, you're going to take a fair bit of damage to do so. And then if your opponent comes in right then, you're kind of hosed, because they can just either kill you or you just have to back off and hope that your healer can get you back up. So it kind of depends on the circumstances, as everything does. But, you know, being the first one's there, not always great. it's probably almost better when it's even than to be the first ones there, because then when it's even, you're dealing with the enemy team, you're putting damage on them, you're not really focusing on taking damage from those minions.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. It's like, you know, you guys can kind of set up around it, but like maybe let's not start this right now. Like let's wait and just take the fight, and then we can worry about the seed after.
Right. Sonya and
okay.
Stukov over here for the Clouded Mines. Jaina the first pick for Rendition Inquisition. And so this is interesting. Like they wanted first pick, and Jaina was our last pick last game. She's not a very common first pick hero, so they appear really to want to focus on getting Nihilist on their heroes, because they did the same thing last game with Sylvanas. And maybe that's, I think Nihilist is the off roster sub, right? If I remember correctly.
Oh, they did say that, yes.
So maybe that's kind of their thinking, is focusing on making sure that they can get the heroes that Nihilist, you know, feels comfortable on, and then building the draft around that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if they had a bad time against the Jaina last game, it's like, okay, we'll take that away from them. She, I think, is pretty good here.
Yeah, I mean, she can burn down the burn as an ice mage. Anyways, she can take down the seed minions pretty quickly, and also just like her damage potential in the areas where they're going to be fighting, it's a little bit easier for her to land those frost bolts and slow things down to give the rest of your team the opportunity to push forward. And Rackham's got some stats there for you if you have the stream up.
Season 13, first pick win rate 47.97% with regular season and playoffs. Thank you, Rackham. So there you go. Statistically, map pick is better. Statistically, I still don't want it.
All right, well, getting the final couple of picks here, we get the Mal'Ganis and Malthael for Rendition Inquisition, and we have the Junkrat and Diablo. I love Junkrat here. I love Sonya here. I love Stukov here. Diablo, I don't have strong feelings one way or the other. I'm really I'm already looking at seeing, they don't even need a fifth hero in my opinion. Like they've already got everything they could possibly want, and this is just icing on the cake, and that is some pretty good icing.
Yeah, Sonya, I mean, this is such a camp heavy map that Sonya is just an excellent pick, and there's also a lot of kind of choke points, which is good for a Stukov silence. Diablo's got walls, a grav bomb from Gazlo. It's a really strong composition. But on the other side, you got a Tyrande, which she can really make things go boom. Between Tyrande and Vala and the Last Rites, is that the Malthael thing?
Last Rites, yeah.
You just delete people? Yeah.
Let's put up our prediction there in chat. You've got 2 minutes for that on who you think is going to win this game. Is it going to be Clouded Mines, or is it going to be I keep changing the words. Rendition Inquisition.
It's Rendition Inquisition.
See?
Rendition Inquisition. Rendition Inquisition. I know. I told you at the start this is gonna get tripped up on. That said, I love the name.
All right, let's get our teams introduced. Take it away, Lulu.
Yes. Blue team, once again, CM After Dark. This time, Tiger is on the Sonya, Icex on Diablo, Yonners on the Junkrat, which I think was banned at Game 1, Death Punisher on Stukov, and Weenus on the Gazlo.
All right, and over to the right for Rendition Inquisition, we've got Huron Thalion on Malthael. We've got Chip Crunk on Mal'Ganis. G-Dubs on the Vala once again. Robot Ninja's going to be on that Tyrande. Nihilist on Jaina. And as you were mentioning, Tyrande enables a lot of burst potential, and Jaina Vala can do that. Quite a bit of burst. Even aside from the Last Rites, that armor reduction will really build to that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Mal'Ganis is going to get flipped, but he's going to do a quick sleep. just kind of floats his way out. But hear me out, okay? So Sonya leaps. What's his name? Gazlo drops a Gravo bomb. You've got Stukov silence immediate. So you mentioned all these things individually, but Sonya leaps to set up the play. Then you've got the Gravo bomb, the silence, and potentially an apocalypse. All these different ways to set that up. It's and there's nothing like Rendition's got nothing to get them out of that. Toronto can't pull. Jaina's got an ice block. I guess there's that.
I think this is really one of those, the best defense is a good offense strategies from Rendition Inquisition. Like, look, they're going to try to blow us up. Whatever. They can't do that if they're dead. Like, who needs big heals on Toronto when we can just kill them?
Absolutely true. So it's going to be up to the Mal'Ganis to kind of keep the fights from getting that combo set up, and then isolating and looking for those targets that they can blow up.
I'm a little surprised how much Malthael's kind of been hanging with his team so far.
Yeah, I mean, Jaina and Vala being up in the top, they both have pretty good AoE. I mean, obviously, Malthael can take down a lane pretty easily too, but it takes him less mana if he's not having to do it himself, and that can be kind of difficult. Diablo may be looking for this Vala, and he's gonna get it right now. Flip into the wall, charge stun. Still a little bit of an awkward place, though, so I don't know that they get the kill. They needed to move around and get that body block.
Yeah, it's just tough when you're under towers.
Oh, no, but Jaina says, hey, here's a quick snack.
Diablo and Stukov both pretty low right now, but Red just doesn't have the bodies to really take the fight.
Raka says, hi Aero, hi Lulu. People with 4-letter monikers with half consonants and half vowels are amazing.
Those are excellent observations. You too, Raka.
That's 100% about you, because I have 3 vowels.
Oh. Well, then it's about me and her. Sorry, bud.
Yep, there you go. But I'm happy to accept the 4 letters in the name. We'll go with that.
Yeah. You got like partial credit.
Yeah.
And like a psychic. What a long name.
Right? Gosh. It's probably not even here.
He probably isn't. He never said anything about it.
Not even a real friend. That's actually my note for Recyclic. Used to be my friend.
Oh, no.
Yeah, feels bad. By the way, we did get a seed in there. Clouded Minds were able to pick that up. Now, Mal'Ganis is going to get charged into that wall. Death Punisher there with the vision. And that silence is going to last for a good long time, but Diablo taking a truckload of damage as Mal'Ganis is going to be able to sleep his way out of danger. Thank you, Bellis. I appreciate the sub and the kind words. Oh, there you go. There you go. Raka pointing out that Aero RG is technically half and half.
Sure, but then at that point you've lost the 4 letters thing, so you get to pick one or the other.
Yeah. All right, Lulu.
I love Stukov so much with his just like punching things
crap.
in the face. Oh, Sonya died.
Junkrat
Defending
jumping
in the
over
top
the wall
lane.
to help here, yeah. Diablo almost died too. I was looking literally everywhere on the map except for where the action was actually happening. But because that action was happening, the second seed was picked up for Clouded Minds. They've lost some structure damage up in the top, though. That full wall taken out, and
Malthael watching Venus on this camp. I don't think any of his teammates are coming to help with the invade, though, so he's just got to back off.
yeah, but the knowledge of where the players are is still helpful, especially when you have so much of a commitment in that one camp. You want to make sure that you're not potentially losing elsewhere, like the bottom camp that Malthael's going to right now.
Yeah, so 5 seconds on this third seed spawn, and Rendition Inquisition gonna have to fight this, but it might be down tens. So it's gonna be pretty sketchy really quickly. They don't actually seem to be in a hurry. So maybe, actually nobody is. So I guess we'll both have tens for this.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
was
good.
gonna say they might wait. Even if they ended up losing it, it's probably better for them to defend with tens than to fight without.
Mal'Ganis is ready. He must feed.
Oh, there's the lead. And it's going to be Lightning Breath, but Tiger's actually going to get taken out. He was the only one really close enough to do anything. Junkrat wasn't even anywhere nearby. Is going to actually have a rocket ride. Is going to miss the Vala there with that, though. Sleep going out onto Stukov, so no healing.
Malthael in trouble.
Oh, Malthael with the jukes. Is it enough, though? Getting some healing from the Diablo. Venus is going to be able to make it out down below. Not
Junkrat
enough.
came back.
That rocket ride with the very fast movement speed here. And back to 4v4 here. Vala gonna get caught by the stun into the wall to silence.
Stonia's back
Able to
though.
help.
It's a 4v5 for Rendition Inquisition, and I don't think they want to fight this right now.
Yeah, they're going to lose that objective, and here we go with the Shamblers. How what these are called? Garden Terrors. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the little guys are Shamblers. I thought they were Shamblers. Oh my goodness, that Gravo Bomb into the stun, into the silence, a double kill set up there.
Oh,
fantastic. Oh, make it a third one there with Tiger coming over that wall. So that's going to be one fort down for Clouded Mines. Might be able to get the second one in the middle with those few kills. Not as much to defend here in the middle. There's not a lot of health on the Garden Terror. So it's hard to say, but the fort is shut down for a little bit thanks to the extra seed there.
yeah. Mal'Ganis ready for the defense again.
Carrion Swarm coming out. They do have the last rites. That'll take out the Gazlo. And of course, Diablo on an island down here has the full might of all of the damage.
Yeah, he was a big boy there, but now he's back to being a baby. So they at least get the reset on the souls there and the kill to stagger him off a little bit before sending Mal'Ganis to the other side of the planet.
Diablo coming right into the red team. Did not know that they were there.
He's just a baby. There's the Tyrande.
And it's just the tank and healer versus a couple of damage. Well, I guess 1.5 damage. The leap followed by that poison spear. And that's what you like to see as Sonya, right? Like, we're seeing Sonya with the talents that basically allow her to jump onto a low health target like a Vala and just absolutely destroy her in a matter of 2 or 3 attacks.
Yeah, and I mean, leap is only a 60-second cooldown, so that's pretty short in the scheme of things. So Tiger's kind of just sitting it on cooldown anytime looks like there could be a fight. And again, you know, Vala's pretty squishy, so why not? And it's worked out pretty well for them so far.
Jaina doesn't have her ice block yet either, so she can be a target. Tyrande can be a target. And you know what? Honestly, at level 20, 60 seconds becomes 40 seconds if you take the crater. And who's going to get out of it? There's only one character on the side of Redemption. That Rendition that can actually get out of it.
I was trying to figure out what was wrong. Oh, Mal'Ganis is in again. 1v4. It's a little sketchy.
The Lightning Breath doing a lot of work, able to secure the kill onto Jaina, and then Mal'Ganis shortly thereafter. The Rocket Ride did a lot of work too. Diablo is just having a blast here, flipping Malthael all over the place, but Tiger's gonna fall. And that feels bad, but it's about kind of what you expect if you take that kind of setup. But double kill here coming out thanks to the Gravo stun combo from Venus. And Vala, the only one left alive, having to vault out of there. And Clouded Mines after dark having a strong showing here in game number 2 as well.
Venus really said, "You're not getting away from me," and dropped the grav bomb on his own feet. and it got them like 2 more kills.
Yep. So the strategy of you know, kill them before they use their combo on us is having some struggles right now, because when you've got a gravel bomb that you can just drop in the middle of your team and pick them up like that, how do you counter that? You can't go into the enemy team, you can't stay out of the team. You got to do something somewhere.
I don't think they've gotten quite the Tyrande follow-up they've hoped for yet. She's gotten some really good stuns off, but like the last time she only had the follow, we didn't have like Jaina to help provide some damage. But it's still pretty close, although they are now down a talent tier to CM.
And it's a really important one too. Level 16 is just so strong. We even see here from Sonya the Giant Slammer, so getting that % damage on auto attacks and slams, really going all in on as much possible damage in as short a period of time as possible. And right now, Rendition's just kind of like, we have to play as safe as we possibly can, and as soon as they give that up, here comes Diablo. Mal'Ganis is going to get a sleep out onto 3, so really preventing them from doing exactly what they wanted to do. But Malthael's trying to get out of there on an island by himself.
Yeah, he was trying to catch that soak to get them to 16, which he was able to get out safely and get them back onto even talent tiers, which is good because this again could be an objective get for CM, which would not be super fun to defend at this point when you're down to your keeps. So Rendition will want to fight this one, although Malthael has to go bot to clear out that bruiser camp so it doesn't just free push onto keep.
And this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, is like the timing of when you come in here is critical. Malthael's going to come up. There's still a catapult down there, so that still has an advantage. Death Punisher is going to get that channel, though.
Yeah. That's unlucky.
But for what it's worth, defending this with 5 means that you have a good, strong chance to save keeps and you don't lose the game.
Yeah,
look at if you
Sonya
throw that fight, if you throw that fight and lose 2 or 3 people, and
there it
then
is.
it's the end of the game. Kieran able to maybe survive, not quite. The rocket ride able to secure the kill there. So Ring of Frost coming out is not going to land on any heroes, but the keep I think survives this. Vala's going to be able to shred that pretty quickly. Mal'Ganis using Carrion Swarm. I feel like that might have been a little bit early. Just probably try to push the enemy team away. But they've shifted down now to defending mid. Now, last game, the blue team, once they got their first keep, they just kept going. They got a kill, moved on, and then they ended up getting 20 in the middle of that fight. This time it looks like they're going to focus on getting the rest of the camps. They're not quite as close to that 20 for a significant advantage like they were last game.
Yeah, and with Malthael back now, it is a 5v5 over here with even talent tiers. This might be your best chance to really get a fight. There's the Sonya with the leap, though.
Really strong setup there from Tiger. Built in the combo with Venus, and we're getting a 3rd kill. Make it a 4th kill there as Malthael going down as well. They do get the counter kill onto Diablo, so he's once again back to being Tiny Diablo on the other side of the map. But with 4 kills here, that is very likely going to be the opportunity that CM is looking for to finish off this game. And then sometimes the Stukov, you just say, get out of here. Yeah, right? And in a 5v1 scenario, Tyranda's not typically the... Okay. I was going to say, Tyranda's not usually the one you think might be able to make that defense. You think of somebody like, you know, like Li Ming is a really good example, because you get a kill, you can keep that thing going, and you can really have a strong defense. But I wasn't expecting to see a quick, absolute destruction of Tyrande with the rocket ride at the end there.
I just want to point out before all of that, when the terrors were coming in, Sonya was waiting in a bush with, leap ready. She was like, it was a tiger waiting to pounce.
Ah, there you go.
And then, he comes in with the,
So that is it. It's going to be Clouded Minds taking the set tonight. 2-0, starting off the season very strong. Now, we mentioned earlier, this is a double round robin, so they'll have the opportunity to play against each other again in the future. But for now, let's go see if we can get an interview with, I guess, whoever's going to join us from CM, huh?
sounds good.
Okay, so
I see Tiger waiting.
then we'll just go into that one. Lobby 2. All right, we are here and joined by Tiger. Welcome and congratulations to you and your team on your first victory of your first match of the season. How are you guys feeling after that?
Thank you. Feels good. Feels good to get that first win under your belt.
Now, I was told by Weenus that that the best that you guys could hope for was to occasionally scratch up some wins in this season. So I was promised a completely different match from what we got tonight. What do you have to say to that about your team member?
We've already beat the over/under for how many wins people were betting on us winning this season. So it's accurate.
So the rest of the season is just a nice, easy coast into the playoffs, right? Just 2 wins and that's it, and who cares what happens at the end? Is that how this goes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair
enough. We'll see.
Well, listen, you guys had a really strong couple of games here. The Infernal Shrines, you were able to really have a lot of control over the shrines, and I think you got, there were only 2? I don't think we saw a Frozen Punisher, if I remember right. So, both of those, you got significant value and pushed on. How much of what we see today is like practicing and all that stuff? Like, have you guys worked together as a team? How many of you have played together? Because this is the first match of the season. What's our team starting off like this season, and where does it go from here?
Yeah, well, last season was our first season in Div A, because the season before that we won Div B. So last season we went into it with 4 of the players that were on this squad, and we had a pretty good season. We made it to playoffs. We actually beat the number 1 seed in the first round of the playoffs, and then lost in the next one. So we had one player, Skycake, break off and create a new team. He wanted to do some different off-meta stuff, and we brought on Yawners. So Yawners is the new person to our lineup, and he brings kind of a different style. So we're excited to kind of play with him and see how it goes. But 4 of us are very familiar, and then all 5 of us together have been practicing on a weekly basis for the past month or 2.
Gotcha. So really getting used to each other in advance of the season. Some teams are a little bit more casual. Some obviously, put in a ton of work depending on what their schedules and everything is like. So it's always interesting to see, especially at the beginning of a season, what your preparation is like. And then, game number 2, we get into game number 2 and you've got this combo between the Sonya leaps, you've got the Gravo and all that stuff, and we saw it multiple times, we commented on it multiple times. It seemed very difficult to do anything for the other team. How much of that would you say is you just kind of throwing the team over your back and saying, okay, I'm going to set this up for you and we're just going to win the game from there? And how much of that is like the rest of the team kind of setting up plays and things like that?
I would say the comms are like this: Tiger, don't do it. Wait, don't go in. Wait, because I tend to overcommit. So it's more of a, hey, we're trying to time our stuff together, make sure the cooldowns are good, and everyone's in range to kind of take advantage of the CC that's about to happen. So it's definitely a team communication effort to get that combo right. And We did it pretty good. We've done it better in the past, so it's one of the tools we have that we use from time to time.
Sure. Well, it was definitely difficult for Rendition to kind of do anything when they had a Sonya jumping in their face, or when they had, they try to come in and then they've got, Gazlo grab bombs locking him down for a while, and then, the cleanup. It was a very challenging composition for them to play into, and you guys really played it well. You may have felt like you missed some opportunities there, but it looked, at least on paper, as if you hit everything that you could possibly want to.
Yeah, well, that first one, I leaped in on 4 of them because I was like, oh, it's perfect. But then, that was one of those occasions where I was a little early on the trigger and I ended up dying.
That's true. We actually did. I do remember that one. We did talk about that too.
That said, I mean, I think you were already low health and in Tyranda's Starfall. You were maybe dead either way.
Yeah, pretty dumb
And you
play.
did a lot of, it ended up helping your team set up for the rest of that fight. So, that's when you say it was tactical.
Yeah. Did you hear that, guys? It was tactical.
Exactly. Tactical feeding. That should be a name out there.
Right.
So, Lulu, what questions do you have for Tiger? If any.
Why CM After Dark? How'd you come up with the name?
Oh, well, CM is Clouded Minds. We come from the Clouded Minds realm. We have some other teams, and so that's where the CM came from, and we just needed a new end to it. Weenus and I broke off and we split up and created a new team. I don't even know, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 seasons ago. And we were trying to figure out, and we always play like Play Till You Lose at like real late at night. So we were like, oh, CM After Dark. So yeah, it just kind of stuck.
Makes complete
Fair
sense.
Enough.
Anything else, Lulu?
No, that's all I had. You gonna bust out your After Dark voice, Aero?
I was really thinking about it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't. Weenus is out there. And something's.
Oh, you don't want to get added to the soundboard?
Oh, you might be you're already on the soundboard.
I defindeat am. I'm on there.
Something
a
about
few times,
milking ETC.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of them. Yeah.
Oh, he's a cow.
Yeah. If Weenus takes any time to watch the stream I did last night, he'll get a few other good ones. That. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, not gonna do the After Dark voice tonight. But Tiger, you guys played an excellent matchup. Before we get to shout outs, any particular moment that you want to highlight from today's match? Could be something that you did, the team did, the other team did, anything that you were like, this was really fantastic, and I just want to make sure I call that out. You can say no.
Yeah, it's all just kind of a blur. I'm gonna go with I think the decision in game 1 where their Leo was on the shrine and we were bot lane, and our shot caller Icex just said, hey, just keep going, we can just forget the shrines, the objective, we can just get this bot keep. And I thought it was really a next level thought process. So I'm just going to call that out and then we ended up winning the game. We just pushed to the core, I think, or we got some core damage or something and won later. But that was a brilliant call.
Yeah, there were a couple of really good calls in that general vicinity too, because whether I don't recall either if it was that one that you guys pushed on to win the game or not, but when you did push on to win the game, you hadn't gotten to level 20 yet. The fight goes on long enough to get level 20, and Ice nearly dies on the way, but happens to have just picked up that clutch get out of jail free card, and allows you guys to keep pushing and ultimately win the game. So yet again, another really good tactical strategy there to maintain that pressure and ultimately win the game because of it.
Yep.
So cool. Well, any shout outs you'd like to make?
Yeah, thanks, Aero and Lulu. Thanks for casting. You're awesome. We love you, and I really appreciate you taking the time out. Thanks to Rendition, they're the team we played. They're a brand new team, so they're a little unfamiliar, and NGS is kind of a different, different than Storm League, but so I know that they're going to do great. So it's probably kind of a rough opening, but I think that they're going to get a lot better. So thanks for the match, and shout out to my team, guys. We did it. We got the win. We can, it's over. Season's over. Well done. Welcome Yawners to the team, and then all of Clouded Minds teams. Good luck. Go get them this year or this season.
Go get him, Tiger.
Hey.
That's it.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us here. It's been a pleasure having you, and good luck with the rest of the season. And I do want to say, like you mentioned, it's been a long time since you guys started your team, this specific team from the other splinter. Obviously I've been casting you guys since all the way back when you were just Clouded Minds.
There was only one Clouded Minds.
One.
The
Yep.
one and only. And of course our fun and excitement at BlizzCon, of course, as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's great to see you guys participating at a higher division level as well, and getting that value and recognition out of your play.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Well, thanks again for joining us. Lulu, I'll give you a call back.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hello.
So that's it. That's all we got is just the one series tonight. It was a 2-0, and now we get to go find somebody to raid.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of the match tonight?
Oh, it was a solid match to start this season. And you commented on CM After Dark and the long history of Clouded Minds, but that's awesome to see Rendition Inquisition, brand new team to NGS. Starting off in Div A is would be a bit intimidating, but for all the people that think dead game, it's awesome to get some new blood in the league. And they've also got a really great logo. I don't totally understand the story behind it. We're going to have to cast them again so we can interview them and find out. This ice mocha in a carton, but it's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't really know either, but sometimes you got to have a logo, so you just get a logo.
It's true.
Right?
It's true. Last day of sign up, let me just take a picture of what's in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, Lulu, before we take off, any shout outs or any where can people find you? Anything that you'd like to put out there into the Twitch land?
I am Lulu_HotS on Twitter, I believe. That's what's on my little ticker thing on your video, so I'm gonna assume that is correct. I also technically have a Twitch, but I have not used it in a long time. I'm Lulu Heroes. That's it.
The best part is that right now the ticker at the bottom's got the team name I'm Not Trolling as you're saying your name and your Twitter and everything. It's just great. It's just
on this
timing.
30-second delay, I see Lulu and Lulu_HotS and me and my cats.
Yep. So, all right, excellent. Well, thank you, Lulu, for joining me tonight for the co-cast, the first one of the Nexus Gaming Series Season 14.
We're back in the saddle, Aero. Let's go.
14 seasons of Nexus Gaming Series. Crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we'll have to get Rec in here and get his saucy cynicism for some games as well. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and raid over to Shadonis, who is casting another match. This match is Div D East. It's Macro Machines versus We've Taken You. And right now it's 1-0, but we're at level 10 in the second game. So let's go ahead and head over to them. So say goodnight to everybody and get that going. There we go.
Good night. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good one, everybody, and thanks for being here. And make sure to check back often. Check the calendar for streams that are coming up Obviously not just for us, but for all the other casters out there in Nexus Gaming Series. A lot of action to come forward the rest of the season. How many teams are there, Lulu? Do you remember?
Oh geez, there's around 125, I want to say,
Yeah,
give or
so
take, like 5 or 10.
lots of divisions, lots of casting to be done, lots of strategies to learn from. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you again soon.